Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV. Hope you guys are well, wherever it is that you may be around the world. Chelsea 5, Chesterfield 1. We're going to talk about the game, obviously. We're going to have a chat about the game. We're going to talk about certain individual performances, Tuchel's lineup. We're going to talk about a bit of everything. It's a bit of everything. So I was going to do it tomorrow, but I'm not going to be about tomorrow. So I've tried to get this stream done for you guys this evening, Saturday evening as well. So make sure that you go and get yourselves a nice drink, some snacks. You know what it's like over at GNA TV, but make sure that you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. On our road to 4K subscribers, literally on our road to the 4K mark. Big up everyone that's already in the chat already. We are going to talk everything Chelsea. So let's cue the intro. Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV. I hope you guys are well, wherever it is that you may be around the world. Chelsea 5, Chesterfield 1. And let's be serious. In terms of the result in itself, we couldn't have expected anything less, right? We knew that Chelsea were going to go and get the job done. That wasn't the issue. It was more to watch individual performances and the overall performance of the squad. The goals, yeah, it's great. We did put. I saw on social media before the games a lot of people coming out saying that Lukaku, Werner, if they play, they have to score. They both did. It was going to be interesting to see the lineup because we assumed that there would be so many changes in the academy players, etc., etc. But it ended up not being that. And Thomas Tuchel again, absolutely bamboozles us. Literally bamboozles us with his different approaches to games. And I saw a lot of rivals saying about how Chelsea were playing such a strong team against Chesterfield, and they were just scratching their heads. They were like, "Why are Chelsea doing that? Why have you got Kovacic playing? Why have you got Lukaku playing? Christensen at the back? Who else did we like? There was a lot of players. Ziyech, Cho, Pulisic. When we talk about the forward line and what we had at our disposal, everyone was played, or everyone had played today, other than Mason Mount. Mason Mount was one of the only players that did not play that whole time, that whole game. So when you think about it, we really did utilise that forward line, and I think Thomas Tuchel was trying to get them to tick. He was trying to build that chemistry, and he thought, why not do it against the team where we should be scoring goals against? The overall game, what do I think of it? We'll get into that in a bit, but let's go through the chat right now. Over 25 of you here already. We're only 3 minutes in. Make sure that you all smash that like button, guys. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel as well. Big up to Josh. Nice to see you in the house. Jake, nice to see you. Bob Marley, big shout out to you. Vinny, good evening to you, my man. Strip Bear, what you saying? Good to see you in the house as well. Hope you're well. Yeah, tell me about it. The studio's going to be different going into May because my house will be built, and I'm going to be going that little bit extra in my streaming in the way that it looks. So stay tuned with it. It's going to be big things happening on GNA TV moving forward. Noah, big up to you as well. This is Jem. Jem Chelsea are back. Chesterfield got put in a split. Chelsea are back. We won 5-1 is what Strip Bear's saying. Big up to Undertaker CFC Bryant, nice to see you as well in the house. Big up to Bex as well. She says give Barkley a 1-year extension. Very funny. 1-year extension. Give Barkley nothing more like. Give Barkley nothing. Let's have it right. Timo found his level is what W is saying. Stripper is saying F off Barkley. Oh man, there's not words that can explain Ross Barkley. But we will talk about it because we have to talk about it. He did participate in the game, and it was just painful, man. It's just painful. And we're going to talk about it in a second. Big up to Chelsea Life as well. Was hoping Lukaku would have his leg snapped in half. Wow. That's a bit too much, my guy. I prefer the back four is what Jazza B saying. Big up to Tommy, the CFC fan as well. This is big up Rudy and Mount rested. Yes, they was. Watched highlights. I like Hall. Yeah, Lewis Hall had a very good game. Again, we're going to talk about him and his performance. Leslie, nice to see you in the house. I thought the same about Lukaku finding his level is what Leslie's saying in the chat. You lot are in the chat already having these discussions and back and forwards already. Ross Barkley played well, Veet today versus an informed Chesterfield. Don't get me started. What a dead game is what Luis is saying. He just thinks it was absolutely dead out here. Who needs Digne is what W is saying as well. Jasper, big up to you. We need you to play left wing back for us. Me? Listen, I think we have enough individuals in the squad, barring Alonso. I'm talking about the Lacobem right now. That could potentially do a job. Potentially. I do still think we should go and buy. There's a lot of talks as to why Chelsea haven't gone and bought yet in terms of the left wing back, and it's more to do with the number of left backs that we currently do have at our disposal once coming to the summer. But again, that's for another stream. Let's not get into that too much. Big up to D-Stretch in the house. Nice to see you. We still need wing backs, is what Vinny's saying as well. Fair enough. I hear that. I do hear that as well. But in terms of the game, I'm going to give you my thoughts in a second. Let's have a look at the stats because it's always good to have a look at how it went. Obviously, we won 5-1. Werner, Hudson-Odoi, Lukaku, Christensen, and Hakim Ziyech all got on the score sheet. Asante scored in the 80th minute, which well done to them. I mean, you only got to look at their actual celebrations and how happy they were about getting that goal and what it means to them just to even get that. You know, it was a nice thing to see, but not if you're a Chelsea fan in many ways. But in terms of stats, 67% to Chesterfield's 33, 23 shots to their 8, 11 on target to their 3, 6 off target to their 5. We had that makes 6 passing 0. What's that about? What are you talking about, passing 0? Aerial duel 0-0. That don't really look right, does it? That can't be right. Passing 0%. Passing complete 0%. None of us completed. No, none of us could pass the ball the whole game. Is what that says there. What shit is that? What shit is that? Fouls committed 12 to our 5 to their 12. Yeah, so look, the overall game was dominated by Chelsea. We were the better team on the day. My overall thoughts on the game, again, Thomas Tuchel surprised me with the lineup. I don't know how you guys thought about it in the chat, but it really surprised me how strong that lineup he picked. He didn't hold back. And he played players that maybe he didn't have to play. But for me, I think he'd done it because he wanted to just to put a message out there. Just to put a message out there and say, look, we're going to get the job done. Let's get the job done early. We've got enough subs. I think we had 5 subs in the cut. We'll use the 5 subs as of when needed. And that is exactly what we did. That's exactly what we did. We came out. Do I think we played very well? No. I don't think we played amazingly well. Timo Werner got on the score sheet. Easy tapping. Lukaku, again, quite an easy tapping, but very good work from Lewis Hall. It was moments. There was a little bit of good link-up play in the first half for me with the forward line. The movement was okay. Callum Hudson-Odoi, great goal. Christensen, Krusty the Clown. Great finish from him as well. Great finish from Krusty the Clown. And then we get the penalty. Hakim Ziyech puts it away. But I felt that the second half performance we sort of slacked off, and that could potentially be to do with the players we took off. When you look at Kovacic and how important he is to this team at the moment, you miss him. Ruben came on and he's fine. Don't get me wrong; it was nice to see him get the captain's armband, no problem. But when you look at the overall game, it wasn't vintage Chelsea. It's just that we just were, when we had our chances, we were ruthless, and it's something you can't really link that to Chelsea in close times when you think about how many chances we usually create and how many chances we miss. But today we were very clinical in front of goal, and the stats don't lie. Stats don't lie about it. What does drive me a little bit crazy though, and before we go and do our match ratings, well, big up to Matty K in the house as well. Nice to see you, Josh, Jose. Nice to see you as well. Big up to you all. Keep smashing the likes though, guys. I know we're probably only on 18 likes, over 35 of you here. Let's try and get them likes up to the 50 likes marks as quickly as possible, please. Let's try and do that. It doesn't matter if we win, lose, or draw. It seems that we seem to have the weirdest reaction on social media, and for me, I try and not get dragged into it or say anything towards it, But when you win 5-1, and then you see certain individuals, bigger accounts, small accounts, all Chelsea fans, still criticising or moaning about players and saying that they're useless and they offer nothing. Like the Ross Barkley thing, I get. And listen. The one thing I think all us Chelsea fans can agree on that is when it comes to Ross Barkley, he's useless. But when you see people scaping Kai Havertz, Timo Werner again, like I don't get it. I really don't get it. And I saw comments today because we were introduced to some of the Lecoban to say we've got useless £50 million worth of players on the pitch when we should have 18 or 17 or 16-year-old players playing based on one performance. And it just, like, for me, it doesn't make sense in my head. Like, I look at it and I'm just like, I laugh at it because it's so reactionary. We are so reactionary. We're so reactionary on social media. Like, we just won 5-1. Yes, we can criticize certain individuals because we are here to highlight their performances. But certain individuals are very scapegoated, I think, personally. Smash the likes, guys. Please do that. Sophia's in the house. She was at the game today. She says there's only one Timo Werner. Big up to her. We have some fickle fans, mate. Need to ignore him. It is, but do you know what though, Matty? What? The real truth is this. It isn't for me just any individual, because the biggest issue I have with people on social media is that agendas go running wild, and if someone doesn't like a player, it doesn't matter what that player does, they're always going to just throw him under the bus, right? One little bad performance, they don't take it into consideration if they've been out for too long or not. Like we are very reactionary. But the truth is this, and this is the truth about our football club, and this is where it falls and lies for me. When you look at our overall squad and our squad depth, it is not great. I keep saying it. The quality that is currently in there isn't good enough. Yeah, there is certain individuals that are inconsistent with their performances. Yes, I get that. But for me, it's not just one individual. And that's what I feel like it's always been about when you go on social media. Oh, Werner's crap. What does Havertz do? Lukaku, blah, 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 blah. Listen, we can all criticise players. Criticising players is not the issue for me. We can do that. It's just that when you've gone on 1-5-1, it's very easy just to scapegoat certain individuals that you used to scapegoating, and people like Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, etc., etc., etc. Get that. At the end of the day, he scored a goal today. He done what he needed to do. Yes, he could have had more goals, but he didn't. So, for me, we just overreact a bit too much, is what I'm saying. We need to just relax. We just won 5-1 against a team that is, all right, not great, but we've got the job done, and that's the whole point: getting the job done. This is not the game to always be moaning and criticising and la 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 la, But we'll talk about certain individual performances. I mean, big up to Sophia anyway. She says, I'll fight anyone who disses Timo and Kai. She literally will. So I wouldn't literally advise any of you people to say anything about these players. But listen, our fan base is, and I keep saying it, is one of the most reactionary, especially when it comes onto social media. It's always going to be like that. The best thing that you can do is just not entertain it. That's the way I do it. Or laugh at it. Make a joke of it. That's what I do, Big up to QNTV in the house as well. Nice to see him. I thought you would just plod along eventually after he scores one goal. A very good goal by all means, may I say as well. But let's be serious. Look at the opposition that he scored against. Who again? Chesterfield. You told me Faroe Islands he scored against the other day. Listen, he got a goal. Well done. That's it. There's nothing else to say. Stop getting too excited with your stinky, smelly agenda of Krusty the Clown. I'll fight anyone that doesn't diss Lukaku. Look, we can criticise. I don't mind people having a criticism, but for me, it's got to be valid criticism. When people go, What does he do? He didn't do this. He can't do that. He can't do this. But explain it. Back it. Have a bit of backing behind or logic in what you're saying. Don't just go blah, blah, blah. And that's the problem. The biggest issue that we currently have with our fan base is they do a lot of just reactionary, just say what they want to say at the time. They don't think about it. It's just that because they've got an agenda to a player, it's easy just to go blah, blah, blah. Timo Werner, crap. And that's what this is what our fan base is like. Too fucking reactionary. It drives me mad. Johnny, how you doing?
How we doing, Jim? You all right?
Not bad, mate. Just not moaning, but I'm just, we just win 5-1, and I go on social media and I just still see our fan base criticising certain players that don't deserve to be criticised.
Oh, were you talking about that pie and mash fella?
It's not even. I did say big accounts as well. It's not just the small accounts.
Yeah, well, he's trying to come at me. I don't know why he's so rattled, man. He can't take the minerals or whatever. But yeah, he's just a bit of a fraud, mate. Backing Lukaku over Timo is disgraceful, really. But we moved. Do you know what I mean? Let's not talk about.
But do you know what though? I don't care what anyone says, Johnny. Timo Werner is the most scapegoated player in our fucking team. The guy's not been back since he came. He's been injured since the 11th of December. He comes in, plays a little bit the other day, scores today, and yet they're still moaning about him.
Well, let's have it right, Jim. If Timo Werner done what Lukaku done, fuck me. We're talking, but there would be no remorse. We're going
to talk about him. We're going to talk about Lukaku and Werner. We've still got to go through the players quickly as well. Big up to Strip Bear. Thank you for the donation. She says, yeah, the boss. Big up to you. Thank you very much. Respect, Andreas Buck. Fuck's sake. Lewis, big up to Lewis.
He got his goal. Big up, Lewis.
Captain fucking leader legend. Stop stinking up my chat with your shit. Fuck off. Go out and have a drink. What are you doing? I know you were out at the game as well. Big up to Ben as well. Nice to see you in the house, my brother. Sophia says, big up Kepa on the bench. Yeah, Bettinelli came in today. We're going to talk about him in a bit as well. I don't want to miss... Is there anyone else that's... I want to miss Lukaku got booed. Sophia was at the game today. She said he got booed.
Yeah, I think I did hear the boos. I can't lie.
Big up to Johnny, is what Oli Wasey's saying. Big up to you. I mean, Johnny, overall, go on, just a quick one. What was your thoughts on the overall game before we talk about the players?
Well, I think the first half we got the job done. We scored all the goals. We dominated play. I don't think we were playing out of our skins. We did enough to sort of get the job done. I thought Adoy was brilliant in the sense of like him going forward and attacking. Timo's movement as always. Overall, I think we did really well, and obviously you got to talk about the young kid because he was.
We will talk. Yeah, Lewis
Hall. Hall's got the minerals, and he looks a lovely player. But I don't want everyone to get too excited because it is Chesterfield. So just bear that in mind. But I think for his debut, I'm so happy for the kid, and obviously it's a dream for him to make his first, professional debut for Chelsea Football Club. We love to see it. We love the Cobham boys. The Cobham minerals the stocks are rising. They'll always keep rising. They're very fucking high at the minute. So. Yeah, very, very happy for the young kid and just everyone. Like, look, Tuchel changed the second half. I think we dropped off second half. But once Ziyech got the penalty, that was it, really. I mean, I think everyone wanted to get on the score sheet. But let's have it right. The winning run's starting now. That's 2 games in a row.
Without Mason Mount as well. No, I'm joking.
Well, yeah. Listen, like I say to everyone who wants to come at Mount and say, how was his performance? Well, listen, your big players are rested for the big games. All the big players were rested today. All the important players, the Kantes, the Jorginhos. You know what I'm saying? The money maces. You know what I mean? They're rested for a reason. So, yeah, listen, I'm happy to get through to the next round. I was super confident we were going to do it anyway, and we did. And, we move on to the next big game, which is Spurs next, isn't it?
Spurs next, and then we go into the City game. I mean, lots of football coming our way, so we'll be definitely... Big games as well, actually. Definitely be reviewing them. I mean, let's get into the player ratings anyway. Let's just delve into it. Obviously, I want to start with man like Marcus Bettinelli.
Yeah,
First game we've seen of him.
yeah,
I was actually, when I was watching the game, I was like very like, I want to see shots, and because in the first half he didn't have anything to do, I just wanted someone to take a shot against him so I can just see if he's actually half decent. Obviously, they did get that goal, and we could partially moan at the defense about it, but I mean, he didn't get his feet right, did he? I mean, he sort of like ricocheted in between both of his feet and then landed in front of the player, which, to be fair to him, there was no one there defending it anyway. But what's your thoughts on him?
I mean, listen, he wasn't really tested, to be honest, so it's hard to sort of judge him, and he's had no minutes going into this game, so he will be a little bit rusty. But yeah, it looks like there's a goalie in there, and I think we just need to see more of him. I can't judge him now. I'm not going to judge him. I think it's very unfair to say whether he's got the minerals or not right away after just one performance. Yeah. After not really seeing anything of him. I haven't really seen anything of him at all before we signed him, so I can't really say. But he was all right, yeah, man. Listen, the defence let him down for the goal. If they were on point, I think he gets a clean sheet. But I'm seeing a lot of pit sixes in there. I mean, yeah, 6.5 is fair. I mean, he didn't have much to do.
No, it's not much to say to him, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's why
I'd be fair to him. Let's give him a 7 because I don't blame the goal on him, and I also think that he didn't have much to do. So yeah, just to sort of be fair to him. It's his debut, isn't it?
It's true. Sophia, I never thought Bellingham would come to Chelsea anyway. To be honest, it'd be nice to have him here, but I think we have too many young midfielders anyway.
There's not many like Bellingham though.
As well, but top player. For me, I'll keep it short and sweet. I'll give him a 6. Again, it was hard to really judge him because I don't think there was much to judge. You look at the goal, and you could probably argue that he could have maybe done better with his feet. But again, that was me being really critical on him. But I'd say anything between a 5 and a 6 is good for me. 5 for hiking with Martin as well. Let's move on from him. I want to talk about. I forgot who played right back. My brain's gone dead. Who played right back? It was you had Sarr, Christensen, Lewis Hall, and who was the one next to Christensen? was it Pulisic?
No, Pulisic was up top. I'm sure he was, wasn't he?
Who was playing next to? Who was playing? I'm not crazy, man. What's going on here? Oh shit! I gotta check now.
It was a 4, wasn't it? I'm sure it
was
a 4.
Who was the 4? Who was the 4? I've got brain dead. That's bad. Oh shit!
Nah, it couldn't be Ziyech, man. Was it?
It was 4 at the back. I'm sure it was.
Yeah, it was 4 at the back. Man. And then you had Kovacic.
Who was it? It was Pulisic. Oh wait, so here we go. It was Sarr, Christensen, Hall. It was Ziyech. We had Ziyech
putting him right back.
No, it was Pulisic. It was Pulisic playing right. It was playing more like a right wing back.
Wing back. Yeah, so it's more of a 3 then.
But did we not go to a 4? I'm sure we went to a 4 at the beginning of the game. You telling me Pulisic was right back? Anyway, let's start with Christensen. That would probably be a better start. Christensen came off anyway, but overall decent performance for him. Got his goal.
Yeah, decent. What? Christensen for me, he did his job. A lot of issues around him. He was about a 7 for me. Got his goal, man. 7 out of 10. Controlled it. Was calm. Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, there's not a lot to talk about in the sense that I think it's more to talk about the front.
Forward. Yeah, we're going to get to
the forward players. Defensively, we were sound. We let in a goal, fair play, but I mean, about 7.
7's fine. There is one individual that I did want to talk about because he did come on for Christensen as well.
Baker.
It was this guy, Mr. Lewis Baker. Did you? I mean, number one, I didn't know he was 26 years old. He's not even young. He's not really.
No,
he's
like he's been around for a while. Yeah.
I don't think he was that great personally. I think his positional sense was quite bad. He was all right with the ball at his feet, but next to Malang Sarr and Lewis Hall, who looked a bit tired later in the game, I just felt that he was very. I don't know, I always thought he was a midfielder. I don't know why all of a sudden we started playing him as a defender.
Well,
There you
Tuchel
go.
did in pre-season, didn't he? He played him in the defensive line. He obviously sees him like that. But I mean, for me, like he did all right. He was good when he came on. I mean, he's had no minutes with us. Like a lot of these players haven't really had minutes. So I want to give them their praises. I think you got to, praise them for coming on, doing a job. When you're called upon at a high level, regardless of your position, you're playing with the highest level in your teammates. So you've got up your level to their game to play on their level, and I think you've done well, yeah. But I mean, he wasn't on for long, so but you give him a five
Yeah.
or 5.5. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I would give him a 5. I wasn't overly impressed, but I thought he was average. I didn't think he was too bad at the same time. But for me, I'd probably say,
I'll be honest. When Kovacic went off, the game changed. I mean, we didn't look as like as attack minded and
yeah, I agree.
like scary looking. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Where we're looking to like we're on the prowl, our tails are up, and we're ready to bang in a lot of goals. But that's another discussion.
What about this young lad, Lewis Hall? Because he's one that we can talk about based on
Yeah.
his individual performances. Now, look,
Mm,
there's a lot of talks about Chelsea going out and still buying a left wing back or a left back.
mm.
What are your thoughts on this young lad? What you
Well,
seen
I
of him?
think I think he's got the minerals. Firstly, I'll definitely say he's got the minerals. This kid. Um, I, there was moments in the games defensively I wasn't so confident, and then there was actually to where he assisted the goal. I think it was for Lukaku. He lost the ball, but then he had the hunger to go and press and recover it straight back. So I like that about him. He made a little mistake, but then he literally redeems himself. And I love that. I like that attitude and that mentality. And listen, it's everything for him to play for the shirt. And I think if Tuchel thinks that he can reach a level and do a job for us till the end of the season, then why not? I mean, Tuchel said he's more focused on getting a right wing back as opposed to left wing back. So for me, Hall could be the filler right now. I like him. I think he's got bags of energy. He's hungry. He's eager to learn. The only thing you will say is with young players, throwing them into such a pivotal part of the season where we're coming to the latter stages of competitions and the Premier League title race, any mistake will cost us, and it will cost us, and that might be a lot for him to take. But he's got to be given that opportunity. For me, he was man of the match. Because of the occasion, because of where he's come from, the performance he put in.
Yeah.
And I'll put him on like an 8 out of 10, a Money Mace 8 out of 10 performance for
Wow.
the kid.
Money Mace, 8 out of 10 guys. A lot of nines in the chat. Really nines.
Yeah.
I'd like to see more from Hall, is what Heiko
You
Mind's
got
saying.
you got to bear in mind the opposition. I mean, the opposition were
Yeah.
terrible. So against a Premier League side, how's he going to cope? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, Becca, she's like, you know what? You know you've made it in life when Johnny says you've got the minerals. That's what you've done. Pick up
Well, he has. It's clear for me. I think most people would agree, no? But
dudes stick to knocking one out over Mount instead of constantly talking about. Oh, she's talking about someone else. Sorry, she's talking about someone in the chat. Yeah, look, listen, guys. I think he's from what I saw of him, I thought he is a very composed player. Looked comfortable. He didn't look out of place. Has pace. He can get up and down the pitch.
a lot of pace.
I do agree that I think that you need to see bigger tests. You know what I mean? Maybe a Premier League game at some point for him where he can come in and maybe take over from Alonso in one game or come on. I think
he's very raw, Jem. He's
raw. That's the word. Yeah, he's raw.
He's
So
very
my thing
raw.
is, because I saw over social media, everyone going, "Why are we buying anyone? We've got this boy." This is where we get too reactionary. People were getting too reactionary. Like, relax, take a breather. Yes, he's had a very good game, but remember, like Johnny said, who we were playing up against. For his first game, very good, impressive. Does he deserve to be a part of the squad? Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
We
of
don't
course.
have many options there at the moment,
Yeah.
is it? Have him there, have him there. You know, Alonso might still start, but he can come on and play. You
Listen,
know,
the
for
gaffer
20 minutes.
started him. Let's have it right. He started him.
Yeah.
You know, there's a reason for that. I know
Mm.
he's not really got an option, but he could have played Cho
Mm.
as a wing back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
Easily.
true. Rams, no one said he's a John Terry, mate. We're not like you lot just fucking
Well, he's not
praising
even
the.
John Terry's position. So
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly.
Mason
Uh,
Mount's the next John Terry out of the academy. Let's have it right. But that's
I
another
knew you weren't talking
discussion.
about Chesterfield. Yeah, but that's another. So listen, for me, he was I'd say 7.5 to an 8. I thought he was very good. He picked up a bit of cramp later in the second half. You could tell he couldn't really run anymore. He couldn't get us forward as much, and that's all normal when you're coming into a team and playing at the intensity that we do
Yeah.
in the first team. So, you know, good so far, so good. Well, I like to see him more in the future. 100%. Do I still think we should go and buy someone if we want to compete?
Yeah.
Yes. I
Yeah. I
agree. I
think
think we
because people got to understand that the gap from youth straight into Chelsea first team is massive. You all think, oh, you're the one level below the first team, but I'm telling you now, the level is high. It's a big jump. That's why a lot of these players go on loan to get the professional the minutes at the high level consistently, and for Hall to be thrown in, you know, instead of Alonso. However much you diss Alonso, you don't like him. Alonso is experienced and has a much better reading of the game than a Hall will, and that's just because he's played more minutes. But Hall's got the minerals, bro. Yeah, he's got the minerals.
Fair enough. Let's move on from him because, like we said, I think
Mm.
the big talking point is the actual the midfield,
Fr-
maybe even
yeah.
mainly the
Front
forward line.
lines.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's definitely. But I know Malang Sarr played as well, and we'll have a quick mention of him. I think
I
he
like
had
him.
a decent game again. He surprised me.
Yeah.
I actually was one of the people that said he's not Chelsea material. I don't think he's good enough to wear the shirt. But you know, again, he's not had a bad performance. I don't know. I think he suits the 4 better than the 3. What do you think from what you've
I,
seen in the last
I just
season?
think
Yeah,
he's a too cool player in the sense that he's versatile and he's a lefty.
yeah.
I like him. I think he's had a fantastic performance against Spurs. And he's grown in confidence, and I think Tuchel's liking to him, and it also allows Tuchel to rest Rudiger. But again, I've got to stress it, man. We're playing Chesterfield. You
Yeah.
know, if that was a Premier League side we're playing, a lot of these players don't think feature.
Mm.
It's just that it's not that Tuchel's not showing respect, because he did show respect with certain players he put in the team. It's still a strong team, but I think certain individuals might not be there if it was a Premier League opponent, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, he
Yeah, I
done
hear
all
that.
right. He done all right, Sar. I like him. I actually like him. I think aerially he's a bit suspect, but with
I
his
just think he's got a
feet
bit
and
of a
position,
mistake in
he's
him, though.
good.
He is, but I still think he's got that, like, like
Mistake.
Zuma. Yeah, like when you remember Zuma, I liked Zuma as well, but I always knew that he would just lack concentration sometimes, and it would
Mm.
just cost us. Like that's my only worry with Malang. So I think he can have a bit of a moment. This is Sar's level though. Don't go throwing him in against City. That's true. You don't play people like
Well,
Malang
no,
Sarr.
I don't think he plays City, but he played well against Spurs, and let's have it right. He was up against Kane and Son,
That's
so
true. That's
you know
true. Yeah.
he has
Yeah.
shown a high level, and I like him. And I think, look, he's young. He's what, 22 or something. He's a
Yeah.
young kid still, so he's going to learn off Tuchel. And I like the fact he's a left-sided player. We need that for Rudiger. We need cover, man. Fuck's sake, we can't keep playing. You know, we haven't got players to play anyway,
I
right?
know, but for me, it's the quality of the depth that we have. You know, can he do a job? Yes and
I
no.
I
Some
just
games I
don't
think
know
he
if you're going to be like have two fighting for the same position of the same level. It's very difficult to get that, and for players to be happy to do that. But I mean, at the end of the day, the players that Tuchel and the ball bring in, if they're prepared to fight for their place and they want to play for Chelsea, then it works. It's just down to who you get, really, isn't it? But yeah, I
Top
think
Vincent, yeah,
Digne will
yeah,
be a good
yeah,
signing if we can get him at the
yeah,
right price,
yeah,
because I think
yeah.
it's a good substitute for Alonso. I think he might be better than Alonso in certain areas, But at the same time, for Chilwell in the future, it's a good backup. You know what I'm saying? So
I agree. Decent turn of pace is what Topin says. I agree. He's quite quick, to be fair. Guys, let's get them likes up. We've only got, I think, 30 odd likes, nearly over 80 of you here. Make sure that you over 80 of you and nearly 90 of you here. Smash the like button, please, guys. Come on, let's get up to 50 likes on this stream, please. If you haven't hit it, do so and subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. Let's delve into quickly the midfield. Mateo Kovacic.
quality.
Again, what is it to say about the guy?
He's just a baller. He's just a baller, man. He's a baller. I love Kovacic, and I think it's very impressive that he's come back from injury. I don't even know if he had COVID. Yeah, he did have COVID, didn't he?
Yeah.
So he came back from injury, got COVID, and then he's been thrown back. And ever since he's come back in, he's been top class. A lovely footballer. And like I've said it now, I'm starting to see a sort of finished article player, a player that really dictates the way we play. So for me, he's becoming extremely important, and I think we're starting to see like that in a prime Kovacic, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and that's important for us. And him and Sol run it. I mean, Sol, lovely player. Sol, I think he's really turning it around. And fair play to the geezer. Fair play. Like,
we're going to talk about him next because for me, I know Rams is in the chat and he keeps saying
Cover for me gets an 8, I think, for me, because when he went off, you saw the difference.
Captain, wasn't he today? Captain.
Yeah,
Cover,
and he was captain. Well. I think if Mount was playing, he would have been captain, but Cover's captain. You know what I'm saying? But
Johnny,
it was true. I mean, last time
Mount
gave him the captain's band when he went off, if everyone remembers. So. He's a sort of next in line after Mount, but yeah, Cover's a baller, man. He's got the minerals, isn't
he? Yeah, yes. And for me, I think you see that when he's not in the team, I think you see what we miss, especially in the second half. I felt we were very the opposite to what we was the first. We're very slow. We just kind of, I know we were winning 4-5 or whatever, but I don't know. It doesn't flow as well when we don't have our midfield. When we don't have our midfield playing and people come into like Ruben, for me is. We're going to talk about him in a bit as well, but like he's not Cover level in that position.
No,
you know?
never.
And you see it. But for me, Kovacic was an easily an 8.5. I thought he was top. Heike Remind says there are some players in our squad that are different levels, and that's Silva and Kante and Cover is who he thinks are the three.
I think personally, Kovacic is he's probably one of our most important in the pivot, actually, because of the way he's performing now and the way. What he gives us in the middle of the park. Not only that, but defensively as well, and going forward. I think he can play with Kante and he can play with Jorginho. I just think let Jorginho rest. I think Cover's got enough to carry us like that in the big games. But yeah, or even let Kante rest. Do you know what I mean? Cotton willing, because we don't want Kante getting injured for these big games coming up. But he was close to man of the match. I give it to Hall because Hall's a kid and he's been thrown in there.
Give it to Hall, because it was very good. He also set up that goal for Lukaku. We're going to get
man.
Done really well. Sounding Guez, I know Rams in the chat doesn't rate him. He thinks he's a flop. Kept saying he's a flop. I think he's actually redeeming himself, and I think Rams may have to eat his words because the Sounding Guez that I'm seeing now and have seen in the last 3 games, and including this one, is completely different to the one that I saw. When he first comes to Chelsea, I don't know about you. He just looks a lot more lighter on his feet, quicker.
He's confident. And a bit sharper. And what I like about Sol, or what I've noticed with him, is he likes to get stuck in. That's the first thing. But when he gets the ball, he always seems to make the right pass. When I mean like the right type of ball to the right player at the right time. And that's just experience, I think. But he's got a bit of flair about him in that sense with his football brain. And I like that. And I think you need that composure, and it gives a bit of relief. It might give Tuchel a bit of relief in the pivot now in certain games. Or he can come off the bench and actually have a slight impact in the game. Whereas before it was nothing like that. He wasn't even used. But Sol, I'd give him 7.
Some people were saying that he was a bit dodgy in the beginning of the first half, though, and he was like getting caught on the ball and stuff. But I thought he just grew into the game, to be honest.
Listen, he's playing with Cover as well, so that helps him. So I'll give him a 7. Because I gave Cover an 8. So
Sal is like when Cover first joined, started slow, but
yeah,
showing
I
bits
agree
of
with that.
talent. I
I
hear
agree
that.
with that.
I hear
Yeah,
that. Whether or not Chelsea keep him at the
that's
end, I
down to
don't know.
Tuchel, isn't it?
Yeah, that's again down to Tuchel. We have to definitely back that 100%. I think he is in just quickly. He's impressing me. He's actually showing me that we have an option other than Kante, Jorginho, and Kovacic, which is
Yeah,
a great feeling now because we needed that. We needed that fourth person to be consistent in their performances, and I think he now he's getting comfortable there. He knows what the role is. He understands how it works, how the system works. You know what else I like about him? He's progressively very good. He always looks forward. He always looks to play the ball quickly forward. You know, he's got a good pass in him as well. You know, so I think Saunigres was a 7.5 for me today. I thought he was pretty decent. But we're gonna go on to the left. Callum Hudson-Odoi played as a left wing back today, which is I think one of the first times this season. He's always played off the right. But
yeah.
what do you think? Again, good goal from him as well, didn't he?
Lovely goal, best goal of the game. I mentioned about Callum, the way he attacked. You know, he was showing confidence in himself
Yeah.
going forward, and I feel like maybe that's down to the opposition. I would just like him to take that confidence against the big teams, and they will be scared of him. But you know, I rate him highly, and I think there's a bright future for Callum. And if he can, for me, what he's shown, especially this season, is his elite mentality. He's showing strong mentality to fight for his place, to be played out of position majority of the season. And when his opportunities come, he's been thrown in the front. And again, in this game, he's thrown in a position that's not his. And he did well. He tracked back, he attacked, he got a lovely goal. He didn't look to play a through ball to anyone, look for a cross to Lukaku's head. He just went for the shot, and I like that. You got to be selfish if you want to get your numbers up, and he did that. For me, 7.5 for Callum because the goal itself was lovely. It was a beautiful goal.
One of the things that I criticise Callum on a lot is his final product in front of goal. We know the finishing and things like that. The final third ball sometimes it's not there. For me, it was his shooting as well. And look, if he can continue, he ain't going to score goals like that all the time. But if he can continue pushing and working on his finishing in the final third, then I think we will have a player in our hands. But look, today he played well. I thought he was taking players on. He held the width well.
His link up was good as well.
His link up was good. Yeah, his link up was good. He didn't lose the ball a lot. He worked hard, got up and down the pitch. I actually think he looks better as a left wing back rather than he did in a right wing back position. I think
It's because he can cut in on his right.
Yeah, so maybe that's another option for Tuchel, Johnny, moving forward in the left wing back area. If Alonso doesn't play and we want to, I don't know, say we're playing against a low block where maybe we don't need Alonso, we need someone that can give us a bit of an offensive attack. Then maybe you can throw Cho out there just to maybe open up the game.
I think Tuchel, what he's done in this game is he's put players where he might not normally put them, like Odoi there, because he knows he's got enough to get the job done because of the opponent. Tuchel assesses everything, every possible outcome. He tries to foresee, and he again he got his team spot on without it hurting him going into the Tottenham game or the City game. So yeah, Cal did well. Like I say, I love Cal. So yeah.
Ollie Wace is saying Cho wasn't taking his man on, though he would look as if he wanted to take him on, but end up going backwards. So today he didn't do that as much. I get what you mean overall. He does have a habit of wanting to just go back.
But he went forward in this game.
This game he was doing what I wanted to use his strengths, play to his strengths.
He just needs to. For me, Cal needs to believe in himself when he gets into that final third. Just believe in your ability because you've got the ability. Don't worry if you make a mistake or it gets blocked or whatever, but try and take on your man, all the time because that's a nightmare for defenders. They don't want you coming at them like that.
Yeah.
So when you turn back, it's like, it's frustrating.
Captain America, again playing right wing back, right back, whatever you want to call whatever he was playing. I mean, I don't think he had the greatest of games, if your honest opinion. I don't think he has that much involvement. I find it very hard to criticise him, though, because I do feel like he's being a little bit scapegoated and used in the wrong positions.
Yeah,
We know
another
where his
one.
position
Yeah,
is.
another one. Yeah.
But I don't know. Overall, I thought he was a 5.5. I don't think Pulisic was that good, to be honest. I mean, what was your
But
thoughts?
I'll give him a 6 because he won the penalty,
That's
and
true. I
that
forgot about that.
completely killed the game.
That's true. Yeah.
And he did link up well. He did try. He got stuck in. I'll tell you what it is, right, with this performance. I felt like everyone played their role in the team. Everyone contributed how they needed to contribute, and for that reason, I don't want to give anyone a low rating, but I'm not going to give them an exceptional rating. It's kind of like they did their job, and for me, Pulisic got about a 6 for me. I think Callum edges it because of the goal. Pulisic won the penalty, but there weren't many moments in that game where Pulisic was like, threatening, or he was played out of position. So I'll give him a 6, man.
Yeah, and I think I might be being a little bit critical of him, and because he's playing in a position that he's maybe not at his best. I just think he's being used just to cover, because obviously we are missing Reece James and Chilwell and whatever else. But until we see Pulisic playing closer to the striker, which is sitting behind, like where Werner was today, or or Havertz's position, for example, I think it's hard for us to really criticise him whatsoever. So for me, look, I'm going to stick to my 5. I don't think he had the greatest of games, but
Well,
at
it's
the same
funny
time,
that Pulisic and Cho are both playing wing backs, but they're actually fighting for the same position in the
same
front left.
position.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Do you know
weird,
what I
isn't
mean?
it? It's so fucking
Yeah,
weird.
yeah.
The game passed him by a bit, but I feel like majority of our play came down the left-hand side as well.
Yeah,
Didn't
it
do
did,
anything
yeah.
spectacular, but did the job, is what Bex is saying as
I
well. Yeah,
I think everyone didn't want to risk any injuries as well.
yeah.
Pulisic doesn't want to overcommit and get injured, and then he's out, and then we're really fucked.
But you
Do
know
what I
what,
mean?
Johnny? Today I thought he played, barring Mason Mount, he played all of the forwards that we had available. And I think he's doing that to try and build that chemistry with them all. Like,
Yeah. Well,
we
he's
don't have
trying
to,
everything he can.
yeah,
Trying
just to get
everything.
him fit. Quickly, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, second half performance. What do you think? Took the captain
Average
armband as well.
5.
Not impressed?
Not really. I've always loved Ruben, but it's come to a point now when I look at who he's competing with. He doesn't get a sniff over Kovacic. He doesn't get a sniff over Jorginho. And for me, if Gilmore's in that side, he doesn't even get a sniff over Gilmore. And if we sign in a Shermani or Rice, he doesn't get a sniff over them. I think he might be one of those squad players, but I can't see. I like the thing is he's 2-footed and he's strong and he can carry the ball, but I feel like this is a bit out of his depth in this system anyway. Maybe if we change system, it might help him a bit, but he's not a 6. He's more of a sort of 8, isn't he? And
Yeah.
We've got Kai Havertz, we've got Mason Mount, we've got obviously Kovacic 8-6. So I just don't think he gets in over them lot. And again, he might be injury prone as he gets older. Is this the pinnacle for him? I don't know.
How old is he? 25? 25 and declining. Like, is he just?
Well, he's not declining, but I just.
Is he Chelsea material? That's the biggest question.
Well, listen, he's fucking clear of Barkley. Let's have it right.
We're going to get to that wanker in a
Right.
minute.
So he's clear of him.
Yeah.
And I think, like I said, Ruben's a good squad player. But I don't think he's that guy you rely on to play week in, week out and win your titles. I think he's just a really good squad player. And he's Chelsea, isn't he? He's proper Chelsea. So, I don't know, man. Listen, I don't know. He's got to make his own destiny.
He's got to make it happen. Yeah. He's got to make it happen. And that's the thing with Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I need to see him be not only consistent in his performances, but he's got to show his ability on a consistent basis. Yeah. He doesn't do that. I feel like, again, he does what Callum Hudson-Odoi does for me personally, where they've got bags of ability, very good overall ability, but it's like they pick and choose when they want us, when they want to have a good game. Like, I want you to be consistently good every game. I want you to drive at players. I want you to open up.
He does, but his releasing is not great.
No, but
That's
it's
where
not
he
even that. He
fails.
doesn't even do that as much anymore. He always wants to just give the ball away quickly. You know, you're a big guy. You've got pace. You've got frame. You know, bully that midfield, control it, dictate it. The way he did when he came in at the beginning and played the six. You know, he was very good with the ball. You know, moving forward, everything about his game was good.
Yeah,
He's lost that
yeah.
a bit. You know, and that's it.
Well, I think the injuries affected him clearly.
Yeah, maybe. But Callum Hudson-Odoi had quite a bad injury, and he's slowly, looking better and better and better.
Adoy's a lot younger, and Adoy's never gone on loan, and he's. I think that damaged Loftus-Cheek mentally, because you've got to think the mental aspect as well as the physical. So
He's more interested in wrestling people than releasing the ball, is what Rodrigo's saying as well. His career will pass him by, is what Top Bins is saying.
listen, the start of the season, he was
I think he needs to be loaned.
he was lovely, wasn't he? He was
Yeah.
playing really well.
Exactly, that's my point. Yeah, where is that gone? Where is that?
Yeah, but I don't think this is what I'm saying. When you play at this level for Chelsea, it's hard to be consistent. They can go to Fulham, they can go to Crystal Palace, and they can play every game, but that's not playing for Chelsea. And when you do come back and you're playing regular and you get your opportunity, it's a different pressure, it's a different level. And a lot of these players need time to adjust. And some of them just can't adjust it quick enough. And then they miss their chance and then they get put down the pecking order in the squad. And that's the story. You've got to take your moment and your chance. It's all about timing. I think Ruben's been very fortunate. I thought he was going to go on loan in the summer.
I think he needs a loan again. I'm getting to the point now where I think, like what Sophia said here, I think he needs to be, maybe loan, but at the same time, how many times do we keep loaning him?
No, because if you're getting rid of Barkley and you bring in a Shumeni and Gilmore, and you got Loftus-Cheek, that's a nice
Gallagher
mix.
at some point as well.
Oh, you got Gallagher, yeah. Or maybe Gallagher gets over Loftus-Cheek then. Maybe.
I don't know. I just think that Ruben's been given enough opportunities to show us, what he's about and if he's worth keeping. And I think he's running out of time. That's my thing with Ruben Loftus-Cheek. But
now Cover's back, yeah.
Yeah, we move from him anyway. I want to move on to the forward line. We've got Kai Havertz, Werner, Lukaku, Harvey Vale to go through Ziyech to talk about. Actually, we'll go to Hakim Ziyech next because he scored the penalty.
Frustrating though, man.
But tell me about him.
He's just frustrating player, man.
Why?
Gives the ball away so fucking easily. He always does it, man. This is my problem. You're playing against Chesterfield, for fuck's sake. Let's be real. All of them gave the ball away. Yeah. No one fucking held the thing. Only Kai Havertz, really, for me, held the ball up front, and Odoi. But Ziyech, for me, the jury's still out on him. I don't think he's Chelsea material, and I've said it and I'll say it again. He's not Chelsea level. He's a good squad player, but he's not your go-to guy. He's not that major player that wins you a game single-handedly. He ain't a Kai Havertz moment player. He's not a Mason Mount. He's a squad player.
Yeah.
He's a good player, but just.
I get what talent, you mean.
But he's frustrating, bruv.
For me, I feel the same way that you feel about him, and I do stick with it because look, he has had a good games, but the issue with me with Ziyech is that you look at the Tottenham game, for example, and everyone was getting so excited about his passing, his long range passing, and etc. But even in that game, for me, he still knocked the ball too long. He still was wasteful with the ball. He still had moments, but he did have an overall decent game. Today's game. He looked okay with the ball at his feet and moving and whatever, but he ain't going to take on a man. He hasn't really got pace. Yeah, the only thing he can
presses
really,
all right.
He presses okay, but the only thing he can really do very well is give him the ball to his feet, and providing that the players in front of him are making runs, then he will try and pick him out with that wonder left foot that he can sometimes use when he wants to.
But that's the thing, Jem. If with Ziyech, right, he'll play one or two fabulous balls. If you're fucking lucky, he plays two of them, all right? And you release players in there like Timo had for Tottenham, and you get a magic moment. But you're waiting 90 minutes for that magic moment, and other than that magic moment, I can't tell you what else he does at a high level apart from press, maybe.
He's not Mason Mount, man.
Well, he can't even press that well, but he does it. He does it better than Lukaku, for instance. Let's be real about it, yeah. So he presses better than Lukaku, but it's like you have to rely on his magical left foot, and if you don't deliver that, what does he offer you? And the answer is not a lot. He doesn't really take a shot from outside the box, make a goal, make a fucking great save. He's not even a free kick taker, which is astounding with that left foot. I can't understand it that he doesn't take free kicks.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it?
It's very weird. He's not the strongest fella, build wise. So there's a lot of negative. I just don't think the Premiership with Chelsea is he's built for it. I think everyone's just got to accept that.
Yeah. Guys, there's only 46 likes and there's over 120 of you here. Come on, let's get them likes up, man. Yeah. Come on, we can easily get to 75, even 100 likes. This is what we usually get.
All you haters, get on the keyboards. Get on the keyboards. You warriors, bro. Absolute warriors.
Click it. Happy. You got Minerals here as well, giving you info and insights about the game. Like, come on, man. Like this bang it. I mean, look, I'm not a massive fan of him. I know Sportswire is. He thinks he's he's one of his favourite players, and I respect that. But for me, I do question mark him. So, is he Chelsea material?
No, he's got there is a player in there. Don't get me wrong. He's a talented baller.
He's 28 in his prime, Johnny. He's not.
There's
he's
no
not Mason Mount. He's not Callum Hudson-Odoi. He's not young. This is a guy.
I agree. I agree.
You know? We need to be putting pressure more on him, on Lukaku, people that are supposedly in the age of being the experienced ones, the ones.
I told everyone in his first season under Lampsman, and I got into stream. I did say I don't think he's built for the league. I initially thought that, and now I'm being proved right.
He hasn't got that. He's got zero strength. I've seen him get struck off the ball so easily.
He gives the ball away too much for a 28-year-old. Crying out loud.
For me, he's. Look, I thought he scored the penalty of 5.56, whatever you want to give him. Like, there's not much more to it other than that for me. Yeah. But we move, and I don't like giving this guy time, but I've got to, and I need to get this off my chest.
Yeah, go for it.
This guy is not Chelsea material. There was a 5-minute period in the game when Ross Barkley came on the pitch. Not only did he give the ball away, he held the ball too long. He passed the ball into Timo Werner, which then led on to Havertz scoring the goal. And everyone's moaning about Werner, but the real truth behind it is that Ross Barkley took too many fucking touches again when he should have released it 20 minutes ago. Yeah, the guy wants to have a million touches on the ball. He looks down too much. He looks at his feet too much. Yeah, he gives the ball away. He doesn't. And then when he loses the ball, he's got this attitude, this stinky attitude of just walking. Doesn't run back to get the ball. He just walks. Yeah, this guy is not Chelsea material. Yeah. He's not part of this team. And part of the reason, and it frustrates me that we have to revert to him on these games when we could potentially bring in players that really want to play for this team. He doesn't want to. And I don't want him to because he's fucking shit. He winds me up how bad he is. I don't get why Chelsea have still got him. He must be running down his contract. He gets paid $5 million a year. He gets $5 million a year from our football club. And he does fuck all. Like, he's useless, bro.
Well, he's going to make the club money. Let's be real about it, or he already has. I think that's as good as it gets, because he's never been Chelsea level ever. Even when we signed him, he was never Chelsea level ever. So the expectation for this guy coming in, he was never going to bring the minerals. He ain't got the fucking minerals. He never did have the minerals. He was an English player that everyone hyped up, think he's going to be the next Wayne Rooney, and that fucking didn't go very far. And sadly, the reality is at best he's a mid-table player. I thought Villa was a bit of his kind of level. You know, I can see Newcastle buying him and him going there, and he'd love it up there, the party life, all that. He'd love the lifestyle, and it suits him, and get him out of the club. But at the same time, he's allowed Tuchel to rest players and not have to play any big players. So he's giving him minutes. He's helping his value, showing to anyone that wants to buy him that he's being used to a degree. And he has been played. He's had quite a few games. That's as far as it gets. That's what it's all about. It's just about keeping his value. Because if he doesn't play at all, it's very hard for Chelsea to go, I want 15, 20 million for the guy. Do you know
Yeah,
what
but
I'm
there's no
saying?
point of playing him because he doesn't play himself into any value
I
anyway.
know,
If
but we
anything,
won.
it makes it
We,
worse.
we won the game. The game was won. He came on to show the gaffer like I want to fight for my place. Deep down, Barkley knows he ain't got a future at Chelsea with Tuchel. He's not good enough, and I think that showed today. And that's what takes the piss is that you've put the shirt on and you haven't given it 100%, and it's been a half-hearted performance. And you are fucking terrible.
He's shit, man.
He's a poor.
So
He's
fucking
just
shit.
poor man. I call him a poor man, Steven Gerrard. That's what I call him because I think
I feel sorry for Tuchel that he actually has to put him on, like give him 20 minutes, 10 minutes. Like he knows that he's just not Chelsea.
Yeah.
Tuchel knows, and
Of
Tuchel
course
is
he
that
does.
fucking baller. He knows that this guy
Yeah.
is not good. He's not Chelsea material. He
No.
knows it.
I don't even want to
So,
talk about him because he's shit.
yeah, he is shit. Do you know what I mean?
I'm sorry. Like I try and back every player, but he's
You can't
hard
back
to
this
back.
one. This is the only player you can't. I think this is the only player that the whole fan base, and this is the crazy thing, whole Chelsea fan base actually agree on. I don't know one person.
Well,
that
what's
sticks up
funny
for
is
this
there
guy.
was a lot of people creaming their panties when he assisted that chance. I can't remember what Premier League game
Oh
it
yeah, he
was.
chipped the ball over. Then
Yeah,
he
and they're like,
and
oh, it's
Werner's goal
Barkley
against
season
Southampton.
now. He's fucking remontada and all this shit. Yeah, it's like, come on, mate, let's have it right. He was never going to give you
Crap,
consistency.
man.
He's not a Chelsea level player. I told you, he's Villa, he's Burnley level, Newcastle level at best. Yeah, that's the way I see it. End of.
Let's move away from him. I don't want to talk
Yeah,
about him anymore. All I want everyone to know, and everyone knows how we feel about him anyway, is that he's not Chelsea material and he needs to get out of this fucking team. He doesn't even deserve to be named or mentioned in the squad or even in the
I think he's just a
fucking
good guy to go
25-man
out
list.
with. That's what he is. You
Um,
know?
Yeah, let's move. Let's move on to Timo Werner because it is his first real full game back. Is it? Spurs, he didn't play full game, did he?
No, he didn't. No.
I mean, he scored a goal. People moan about him not scoring enough goals. He started it off an easy goal for him. You know,
Yeah.
I see a lot of people scapegoating him again, saying in the second half that he's wasteful, this, that, and the other. Typical Timo. I mean,
We
what's your
scored the most important goal, which is the first goal.
Yeah.
You know, you calm the nerves. You don't let Chesterfield feel that they're in the game. You kill it to him straight away, and you score the goal. End of. Done.
I don't get what our fans, because when he scores goals, they still say he's not good enough. But then when he don't score, it's oh, he doesn't score any goals.
Do you know what it is, Jem? It's
like,
because he's not a fucking Ronaldinho dribbler. That's what it is. Oh, he's got a touch. He's got a shit touch. He's got this. He's got that. Well, Lukaku's touch is even worse than Werner's. It is actually worse than Werner's. At least Werner can spin off and he's got pace. Do you know what I mean? And he has got an instant finish. And he's our only striker in our front line. And I'll say it again, and I'll stand by it. At the Zenit game, he's the only striker that's made a goal for himself, apart from Mason Mount, obviously, but he's not a striker. I'm saying striker, who's been in the box and he's created his own goal. Not many players can do that in our side. In the strikers, so Lukaku, Havertz, and Timo. Timo's done it. So I ain't got a problem with Timo.
I just think there's a lot. Look, he was brought in to score goals, and I understand it. And it's not. I know Xavi's saying that we're still defending Werner. It's not the defending. For me, it's the fan base over reacting every time on this guy. Like I'm one of these guys. I like people having the same energy for other individuals. I don't think our fan base does that. It's like one player comes on and doesn't do something, you throw him under the bus. And with Timo Werner, I feel like he's heavily scapegoated. I'm going to continue to say I'm not his massive fan, but the one thing that I don't like is when I go on social media and I see people say he's the worst player in our forward line. He doesn't offer anything.
Everyone was on their knees, bruv.
You haven't
hoping
watched
it was
him, then,
Werner that did what Lukaku did, talking to the press. Everyone was
26
on their
goal
knees.
contributions last season, right? Yeah, all right. He didn't score goals, yeah, but he had an effect on the fucking game. Yeah, people like Pulisic, Ziyech, all of these guys that have been given the time to play and show. I still think Timo Werner's done more than him since he's been here. But this is my point. I think he gives more. He has more to his game.
He does.
Than the others do, but people don't want to admit that. People just want to go, he's 50 million. He just needs to score goals. He's crap. That's it. And
listen. Let's have it right. Yeah, Timo has been slandered. Probably, I'd say Jorginho, Mount, and Timo get the most slander out of a whole squad. Yeah, and what astounds me is people have given up on Timo Werner quite clearly. This Lukaku thing's happened, and everyone's quick to back Lukaku, but they're quick to slander Timo, especially in this game. And that logic is unbelievable to me because Timo, whether you like it or not, take away the goals, him not scoring many goals and missing chances, fair play, yeah? Look, we want him to score goals. We understand that. But his overall contribution, what he gives to our team and how we play, no other striker gives that to us. And he compliments Havertz, he compliments Mount. I don't think it's working with Lukaku. I think Lukaku, like I said, his signing is a fucking hindrance to the rest of the front line.
We're going to get to him next anyway.
Yeah, well, I've always said it and I stand by it. He's, you know, if you ask me, Kai Havertz is a false nine, number 9 position. I think we play better with him there. I think we create enough and we can win games enough.
Other than his runs, what does he bring?
He brings movement, he brings pressing, he works hard continuously, doesn't stop. Some touches are off, don't get me wrong.
And do you know what? They're going about his touches. I actually think he's improved on his passing and his touch. I know last season he was wasteful.
His hold-up's better.
His hold-up's better. And he passed forward. He's passed forward into the front lines better than what he was last season. So I get what they're saying. I know his weaknesses.
It's just the people backing Lukaku over Timo. It fucking winds me the fuck up because at the end of the day, Timo, gets slandered more than fucking Lukaku's ever been slandered, Lukaku's done much worse than Timo, and yet Timo's the one that still gets the fucking slander and is not backed fully. The real fans back him, don't get me wrong. Proper Chelsea, they'll back Timo. Everyone loves Timo, and we want Timo to work. And I still believe he can work, and he's doing well. Let's have it right. He's got a fucking Champions League medal and a Super Cup medal in his cabinet, more than Lukaku for 100 million's got. All right, he's contributed to our team and that success more than Lukaku has. All right, so he's entitled to be backed as a Chelsea player because he's delivered, whether he scored goals or not. As a team and his contribution, he's fucking delivered. And I don't want to hear anything else about Premier League goal
this season is what but he's been out as well.
He's been in and out this season as well, yeah. Like, if you're going to use the same argument to Lukaku, oh, he's been in and out of the whole season, well, there's the same argument is applied to Timo Werner because he's been in and out. Even Kai Havertz has been in and out. Even Mason Mount's been in and out, and he's still got fucking 7 goals. All right? Let's not get too overexcited here. That's the way I look at it. I think everyone's getting excited.
I think it's always going to be the case of that. I think everyone's built in their minds that this is the guy that we can moan and call the Morata.
He's a scapegoat. He's a scapegoat for all the Lukaku stands, isn't he? Yeah. Basically.
How the fuck can you back Lukaku and this Timo is what Sophia's saying? Timo didn't win us the Champions League. Relax, is what I'm hearing here.
No, it's not that he won it for us, but let's have it right, yeah? In that final, if you watched the fucking final, which I'm sure you lot did, his run allowed Mount to play the ball to Havertz.
That's true.
Right?
That's true, by the way.
So something like that, you ain't getting that from Lukaku's because Lukaku would be in the middle of the park, all right, where Havertz is, and probably Mount wouldn't even play that ball. Do you know what I'm saying? I just you got to give him credit, right? For it's not just about scoring goals; it's about what you give to the team as well. Because the way we play is more fluid when we've got Timo Werner up front with Mount and Havertz. In periods, it's worked with Lukaku. In periods, but you can listen. Let's get to Lukaku. Touch of a rapist, bro.
We're going to go to Lukaku next. Before we do that, just 2 seconds, Johnny. Whoever's timing out people in the chat, please do not do that. Unless it's really rude and offensive, please do that. But don't do it if it's just an opinion about football. I don't want anyone being timed out in the chat, please. Thank you very much. I don't know who it is who's doing it, if they are or not, but just please don't do that. Smash the likes, guys, as well. Let's try and get to 100 likes. Over 140 of you here right now. Thank you. We're going to talk about... do you want to go to Lukaku and then Havertz? Yeah? Should we do Lukaku
Yeah, because Havertz came on. I mean, Lukaku you got to talk about. Listen, all the Lukaku stands creaming their panties because he's scored a tap-in against a fucking Chesterfield, all right? His touch was terrible. His hold-up was terrible. His position was terrible. His link up was terrible. Should have had 4 goals.
Was he that bad, Johnny, today?
Well,
Was
he
that
missed.
bad?
How many chances did he miss? Fuck's sake!
No,
On
he
his
should have had.
favoured left
I
foot
said
as
it.
well.
He should have had a hat trick in the first half. And if that was
Yeah,
Timo Werner, let's get it right. If that was Timo Werner, you would
he'd
have
be
seen
getting
that.
crucified right now.
He would have. Yeah, it's true. That's why I
Right?
keep
Let's
telling
have it right. They'd be burning his fucking shirt. I think.
you.
I think at the end of the day, yeah, Lukaku, he should be scoring at least 2 goals in that game with the chance you had. Don't tell me we don't fucking create chances for Lukaku. I don't want to hear this nonsense. I don't want to hear it. All right, the guy can't even take chances against Chesterfield, bruv. Yeah, it astounds me how this guy can be backed. I just listen. Let's see what happens against Tottenham, and let's see what happens against City. Because I'm telling you, so far this guy's stat padding against all the shit teams. He's not turned up the big games. I want to see what he turns up because he was terrible at the Spurs game. All right, as well, terrible touch. Let's see how he does against Spurs to get us in the final. And let's see if he delivers in City. If he delivers and scores against City and it's a winning goal, I'll give him his flowers. But right now, I'm sorry, you Lukaku stands backing this guy. So forgiving.
Javi says you praise Werner for scoring a tap in, but why is it not worthy? Why is he not worthy for a tap in?
No, it's not that. He can score a tap in. Great, he scored a tap in, yeah? Fair play. But what about the other 2 chances or 3 chances he had on his favoured left foot and he fucking skied them or scuffed them? With no pressure. He had no one near him. If that's Haaland, bruv, he's bagging 5 goals in that game. Yeah? If that's Mason Mount, he's scoring a hat-trick. I'm sorry, man. What's the excuses for this guy? You're playing Chesterfield, for fuck's sake. Chesterfield, bruv. What's the argument? And people want to come at Timo. It's a joke, bruv. It's laughable. Honestly. The guy is not. Listen, he's embarrassed. He's embarrassed. Tuchel played me in front of our own fans against his old manager after everything that happened. This is the shithousery of Tommy Tuchel, yeah. And then he's played him everyone's like, oh, he should rest your best big players. Yeah, well, he's played Lukaku against Chesterfield. He only played Timo because Timo needs minutes. All right. What's Lukaku's fucking excuse, bruv? Yeah? He's playing him because he's fucking terrible and he looks overweight again. All right. He needs to get his fitness back up and he still couldn't bag goals today. He should have had a hat trick. Sorry. At least 2 goals. Let's be fair to the guy. At least 2 fucking goals. And one of them was 4 yards out from the goal line and he just about scored that one. So, I don't know. The jury's out. The jury's fucking out. Because he ain't got the minerals. I'm sorry.
Johnny's gonna look. I get it. I do understand where Johnny's coming from. I do feel like it's look,
Chavi, of course I have a fucking agenda, bruv. He ratted on a whole club, bruv. But the guy was terrible today. Don't tell me he was a fucking 10 out of 10, 8 out of 10 performance, bruv. He was shocking. What are you going to say to me about him? Oh, but Timo was so bad. I don't give a fuck, bruv. Timo's not in my bad books, bruv. He ain't got to earn my trust and my love for him, bruv. All right? Lukaku has to. And Lukaku should have banged goals. He's a world-class striker, bruv. World-class.
Do you know what Top-Bin...
He should be banging in 3-4 goals against Chesterfield. Can I rephrase that? Chesterfield.
Do you know what? The one thing I did say...
bruv, as well.
The one thing I did say about Lukaku, and it was this: it was the excuse we have for Lukaku was that we don't create enough for him. Now in this game, we created there was a lot put on the plate for him, and he still didn't put it in the back net. I was frustrated to a degree because I did expect him to score more than 1 goal, especially for the chances that were created for him. And for £100 million, and I will stress it, Werner was 50 million. Lukaku's double that. He's nearly £100 million. We've got
all these Lukaku stands, Jem. I'll tell you this now: if it was Timo Werner that did what Lukaku did, there would be no fucking forgiving. I'm telling you this now.
I know. I agree with you.
They will not forgive him. But all of a sudden, because it's Lukaku, let's get our dicks out and wank ourselves off, yeah, and forgive him, bruv. Because that's what he's done. Lukaku's got his knob out and he's wanked all over you lot, and you're still you're loving it. You're drinking it all up. You're suckers, bruv. Absolute suckers.
Guys, look, my thoughts on Romelu Lukaku is this, and I'm going to stick with it. I will back him because he's a Chelsea player, and I want him to do well. Because if he does well, then that means the football club's doing well. He is our only out-and-out goal scorer for me. Someone that should be putting the balls in the back of the net. His track record of goals scored across Europe is there.
Yeah, against what teams, Jem?
But
when he played for United, all the big
fine,
games, where was he, bro?
He does score goals, right?
Yeah, but he doesn't score in the big games. That's what I want from my fucking
the moral
striker.
story is
I'd rather he scored 13 goals, but they're all against City, Liverpool, Man United, all the big teams, Champions League big goals. I prefer that than 25 goals against Burnley's and Norwich's, bruv. You know?
Look,
I'm sorry.
I don't think we can sit here and I think for me, I've always been the same with every single player that plays for this football club. I ain't judging them until we get close to the end of the season. I see where the football club is and what the players have done to contribute to help the club get to where it is.
And also, Jem, quickly on that matter, they talk about his conversion rate. Do you know why? Because his fucking shots are always off target, bruv. All his shots are off target. Today, how many shots were off target, Jem?
He should have scored more than one. I agree. Look, I'm not going to sit here and defend that. I'm not. Look, at the end of the day, I expect Lukaku to score against Chesterfield, maybe 2 or 3 goals. Yeah, Timo Werner scored today. Yeah, we could expect him to score as well. But Romelu Lukaku is the out and out goal scorer.
He does look overweight though, Jem.
He looks overweight.
Yeah, he does.
Does he? I don't know.
I think he does. I don't know why. He didn't look lean like he did at the start of the season. And that's a problem.
What's the problem? CFC Jim, what is the purpose of having £100 million player just laying it off to others? Is he? I mean, he's linked. Look, I know he holds up the play. I think he does sometimes hold up the play pretty well, and he tries to play off people. I get that. Yes, he does try and do that. What I want Lukaku to do, and this is the biggest thing, guys, this is it. Because if he has shit performances and he does this, no one can say shit. Score goals. That is it.
Well, they're going to say he did score a goal. Yeah, he scored a tap-in.
Yeah, but he scored. Yeah, fine.
You know what I mean? All right, great. Well done. He scored the 3rd goal. It wasn't the first one. It wasn't the second one to kill the game. It's the 3rd one. All right, great. Yeah.
But I saw on social media people going, "Oh, look, Timberland's shoes is out again." Blah blah. But we got to stop doing that as well. Do you know what I mean? Like on every single game. Do you know what I mean? Because we're doing exactly the same things we do to Timo Werner to him, and we should be doing to any of them. Is my point right now. Like at the end of the day, I expect goals from the guy. Like I said to you, it's a business relationship with me for Lukaku.
He's just a player, isn't he?
There is no personal relationship with him.
No.
For me, he's not proper Chelsea, or whatever you want to call it. He's not that for me anymore.
But think just to everyone, think twice about how you back Lukaku compared to how you back Timo. Just think about that for a second. Whether you like Timo or not, that guy's never ratted you as a fan. He's never been disloyal to you as a fan. All right. And yet you can't forgive him for missing chances, but you can forgive Lukaku for missing chances, being 100 million and ratting us all out. That's where you got to look at yourselves in the mirror.
His conversion rate before today's game was 80%, is what Osem was saying in front of goal. Okay, fair enough. He's just had one of them.
All right, and tell me who he scored. He scored 3 of those goals against Villa. He scored 1 against Brighton. Scored 2 against Zenit, if I'm right. Yeah, 2 against Zenit. And then he scored 1 against Chesterfield, bruv. All right? Those are the goals that Lukaku scored this season. Where are the big teams in these goals that he scored? Where are they? Name me them. There isn't any. So you can say, yeah, he's got a great conversion rate. All you fucking well want. But I want these conversion rates against the big teams. I want it against City. I want it against Spurs. I want it in cup finals. I want it in big games, semi-finals, games that mean things.
It's still well too early to even judge him on that. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, Arsenal as well, don't get me wrong, who are in the fucking mud when we
still got a long way to go. There's still Champions Leagues, there's still cups to play for. He could be the difference. What? He could be the reason that we win cups. Still, we don't know yet. So this is why I keep saying we've got to stop jumping the gun. We can criticise him on this performance today. Should he have scored more goals? Yes. That is the truth. He should have scored more goals.
Well, everyone knows he should have had a hat-trick.
That's fine. That's not a problem. We can do that
on his favoured left foot, his clinical left foot.
But to say that he's not good enough for Chelsea, I'm not doing that until I see where we're at.
No, it's not that he's not good enough. He's not Chelsea. He's not Tuchel quality. That's the way I'm going to put it. He's not Gaffer quality. The Gaffer wasn't asking for Lukaku. he got Lukaku and he said, "Okay, I'm happy to have a striker, bruv. All right, yeah." So at the end of the day, he never requested Lukaku or recommended Lukaku. So suck on that, all right? I'm sick of everyone saying that Tuchel wanted Lukaku and that was his choice, blah, blah, blah. You're in dreamland. You're fucking dreaming. Absolutely dreaming if you think that that's the case. And I've got a journalist saying it who actually wanted to come at me and fucking try and land some minerals and he struggled. At the end of the day, yeah, the way I
Not
take
enough,
from it,
but how many games has he actually fully played? How many full 90 minutes has Timo Werner played this season?
oh,
I don't think he's
Timo,
played.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's
I
not
don't think he's
played. He's
played
been
that
in and
much. You
out.
know?
He's
I
been in
don't
and
think he's
out.
played. It'd be interesting to know. It'll be
Yeah.
interesting to know. But look,
And also, I will say, Jem, that
yeah.
he flipping what's it called? He hinders the rest of our front line, man. The way he plays affects Mason Mount, affects Kai Havertz, affects Timo Werner. It affects Adoy. Even affects Ziyech, for fuck's sake. Even Ziyech is struggling, bruv. He was struggling before. He's struggling even more now. Pulisic even struggles with him.
Yeah.
He's one of those players that it's like you have to build around him, and Tuchel ain't going to do it. Hence why he pulled a strop and threw his toys out.
I get it, Johnny. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Trust me. But at the end of the day, like I keep saying,
listen.
It's hard.
I say it how it is, Jem. And if no one likes it, don't follow me. Don't listen to me, and that's it. End of. I can give a toss, but this is what I think. I honestly, genuinely think this, and I believe this, and that's why I'm saying it. So I wouldn't say it any other reason. Well, there's no other reason for me to say what I'm saying.
Haaland is at levels above Lukaku. Yeah,
he is. He's a better player, clear, and he's younger.
I don't think Lukaku is.
He's not.
For me, he's not. He's in the top 5 strikers, but he's probably 5th. That's my
he's 5th. He's not in the. Well,
but I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get into that. Let's move on from that.
It's the same old thing, but do you know what it is? It's the Lukaku stands that you have the same old argument with, and I'm sick of it, bruv. You're jarring.
But at the same time, it's too early
bothered for it. Bro.
I get that, and he has done a lot of damage. He scored some goals, but he's done damage to this club by the interview. I still stick by that. He shouldn't have done it in the first place.
He's damaged us as an image.
He has to now, and I keep saying it till the end of the season, perform and contribute to this club becoming successful. Whether it's winning cups, not the Premier League. I'm talking about domestics. Yeah. He needs to be the difference, and that's where he will be criticised for me. Business only. I don't care about anything else now. For me, he has to just get on with his job and do his job. That is it, literally it. I mean, look.
He robs us up front, Lukaku. He robs us of possession all the time, bro.
What about Kai Havertz? Let's talk quickly about how
Kai, look, he was on and off. Some hold-up play wasn't there, but he's got a better touch than the whole front line, bro. He's fucking elite compared to the front line. His touch. He had a goal that was offside. He got into pockets of space. But again, it was a disjointed performance because that was down to Barkley for me. And the way Barkley was putting that forward 8 position to kind of dictate play like a Kovacic was doing. He couldn't do it. So, everyone else struggled. Well, Lukaku was on the pitch, so he would have struggled even more. But Kai Havertz struggled, Timo struggled, Vale struggled with Barkley. He's that guy that you look to, dictate the play. And Kai Havertz couldn't have that link up with him. He was good. He was about probably a 6 I give Kai. I love Kai. I think he's a baller.
I think with Kai, it's just patience, but I don't think we have.
Yeah, but he's come back from breaking his. Listen, let's have it right. He put in a shithousery performance first half. If he continued in that Spurs game, would have been man of match for me. But he scored the goal, early goal, killed the game. He completely wiped out Conte's tactics, because Conte wanted to go 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 0-0, and working and warm into the game, keep it tight. Kai Havertz destroyed all of that. The whole tactical plan went out the window. Tottenham had to come at us, and we hit him again with the 2-0. That's what Kai Havertz does. The runs, the intelligence, the freedom you got to give him. That's what you give him. In this game, he was just thrown in for minutes. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less.
If you know any way of getting him out of the club, let me know, mate. I think we can all come to some sort of plan.
Yeah.
Havertz was not good, is what Xavi's saying. Who else have we got here?
Well, I don't know what you expect from Havertz coming in like.
I don't think he had the greatest second half as well. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he was great. I'm not going to sit here and defend him. I do think Kai Havertz has a lot to improve on still.
Yeah, he's about a 6, man. He's not. He didn't. If he scored a goal, you'd probably give him a 7. But it was offside.
I hear you. I've put the link in the chat. You got like Nick Blue. Nick Blue, what you saying, mate? How you doing?
Yeah, yeah. Big up, chaps. Yeah, I just want to say today, it wasn't that big. We're only playing Chesterfield. We knew we were going to win by a lot of goals, and it seemed like a training session more than like a real game. The only good thing what came out of that game was Lewis Hall. He was very good for a very young player, and yes, the young players did well, pretty well. But all this Lukaku crap again is no good for the club, for Chelsea football team. You think our players want to hear, all this shit about Lukaku?
Well, I don't want to hear my player talking shit about
I'm
my
not
club.
talking to you, Johnny. I'm just talking.
Well, he goes both ways.
You look.
It goes both ways, mate.
Let me see. I'm talking now.
I know you're
Look, before the season started, you hated Lukaku.
No, I never.
Yes, you did.
No,
and you
never
predicted
hated him.
Haaland.
Nick, to be honest,
You waffle so much.
Wait, Nick, hang on. To be honest, Johnny at the start was backing Lukaku.
Yeah,
I remember
he did.
him talking
No,
a
I'll
lot of good
forget
stuff
that
about
stuff.
Lukaku.
He even predicted
what I wanted and what I get.
Yeah, but all right, you wanted Haaland. We know
I've
that.
even tweeted videos of me
Yeah,
fucking
but
seeing his name on standing on an away seat, bro.
You can't judge Lukaku.
You know what I'm saying?
He hasn't played that many games anyway. Wait till the end of the season.
It's all excuses, Nick. Talk about the team, bruv. Talk about Hall, bruv. Don't talk about Lukaku.
Exactly. All this
talk about players that deserve to be talked about, like Hall.
We said about Hall.
Yeah,
great
let's talk about Hall.
You shouldn't keep all this head on Lukaku.
Minerals. He's proper Chelsea, not Lukaku, bruv. All right.
Yeah, he's a Chelsea player, so we should respect.
Yeah, he's a Chelsea player, but he ain't proper Chelsea.
Yeah. But forget the proper Chelsea thing, and like I keep saying, it's still too early to even
be too early to
saying that Lukaku
that's
is a
what
waste
I'm
of space, and the
you
other.
have to wait till the end of the season and see what he does.
I do agree with that. At the same time, there's still an expectation of him to score. Look, he needs to score goals. He's £100 million. We can't sit here and defend anything.
Yeah.
If we're going to moan about Timo Werner being 50 million, not scoring goals, and Lukaku doesn't do it, I'm not saying he won't, but doesn't do it, then there's a problem.
Yeah, you know the way the chat's going on. It's like they've gone in with they've gone into a strip club with £100, bruv. And they're paying just for a fucking dance, bruv. That's the way they're going on. That's how you're going on. You ain't got no minerals, bruv. You ain't getting no fucking sex. You're just getting a dance, bruv, for your 100 million.
No minerals.
Let's have it right.
Let's have it right.
Let's have it right.
You guys are mad.
I love that catchphrase. That's how my days, bro.
Yeah, flaunting that money they are. They're flaunting it.
Money.
Yeah, so it's not a big thing today, really. Like I said, it was like a training session, like a practice game.
Why are we all arguing though? Somehow, what's the argument?
It's not arguing.
You always argue.
There is no arguing. It's always listen. It's Chelsea Football Club
it's a
fans.
debate. It's a debate
We've always got something to talk about. You know what I mean?
Look, for my point of view as a neutral in this situation, I'm gonna have to go with Johnny, man. Lukaku don't love you anymore. He don't love you no more.
Brams.
He don't love you.
Let him talk.
Nick Blue, shush, man.
Would you accept Salah doing that, bruv? Argument's sake.
No, but Salah's got credit to the bank.
Say he walked in. Say he bought Salah 3 months in, and he's done that.
Right? Could I ask you a question, Rams? How did you feel when Gerard put a request to join us?
Well, firstly, I didn't know what the hell was going on in my life. I was just there, just watching football.
No. But how would you have reacted then? Let's say if you had the knowledge.
Well, the difference between both situations. Liverpool at the time just lost Michael
Gerard
Owen.
won something for Liverpool.
No, hang on. The situation is
Gerard. Talking about Liverpool again.
But we're putting it into context.
No.
Hang on. At the time, Liverpool just lost their best. They're probably one of the best strikers they've had in Michael Owen, and we didn't look like we were going to do anything. We were stagnating. We just had a change of manager. Everything was not right, and he won us a Champions League, and he deserved better. So, but you're talking about Chelsea at this moment, who are challenging for league titles and Champions Leagues.
Well,
you're at the pinnacle. You're at the pinnacle. Liverpool at the time weren't at the pinnacle. We were strangling them down 5th or 4th.
No, but I ask you, Rams, forget all that. I'm asking you, if a player that you signed 3.5 months in, all right, that used to be your player, let's say, all right, whoever it is, just a player, it doesn't matter, because as far as I'm concerned, it could be any player. It just happens to be Lukaku, right? But any of your players did the same thing, what would you be like?
I want to be happy, man. The way he was speaking, it was. I wouldn't be happy. Like
Disrespectful.
It's disrespectful. You're talking about Inter. I mean, if he was talking about Inter with us Liverpool fans, I'll be even more angry because Liverpool fans, we at the stadium, we
Let's
back
talk
you
about
to
his
the end of the time.
performance today, though. I want to talk about his performance today. I don't want to keep talking about the Italian.
Let me learn.
No, I thought it was alright. Dan.
Come on.
I thought it was alright.
Come on, talk about
I thought
him.
he was just typical Lukaku. I think he was
Yeah,
okay.
he's done it everywhere he's gone,
But
but he's
he's-
taken it a step too far this time.
Again, this is he was quite wasteful today as well. There's good moments, but there's also very bad moments as well. That's how I see it. There's a couple of opportunities where, like, if you actually hit the ball in the target, you would have got a goal, but you didn't. So what is the point of having that shot if you're
Ben,
not going to hit the
one
target?
second, Ram. Ben, you're trying to get in. I can't get you in, mate, because it says your device is not connected. You need to change your device and come back in, mate, and then I can get you in. I can't add you at the moment, mate. So come out and come back in.
I went to surf. Don't be talking like that in the chat, man.
Actually, he's in now. He's in. 1 second. Here we go. Yeah, I've got him in now. Ben, you're good.
Well, he always tries to scratch balls, that one.
That's it. What you saying, mate?
Bro, like, get rid of fucking Lukaku. He's not like a tactical one. Like, only on football.
No. But class, what do you think of
Listen,
Lukaku?
I didn't do this, Jam. I didn't do this. I didn't do nothing.
For the club, I don't want to see Lukaku. Like, you know, like for Abramovich, it would be like, what the fuck am I watching?
Get rid of Christensen, man, not Lukaku. But anyway, go on. Flash reference.
Bro, that guy is so fat now. I can't call him poor. Listen, he doesn't even clean his underwears. He doesn't wash them.
Now, Crash, if I didn't put you up on that, how do you know this stuff? How do you know this stuff?
Oh, he looks dirty, bro. He looks dirty.
Nah. Let's not have that.
Damn, I feel like that's gonna get clipped, man. That's gonna get clipped.
That's right. Stay talking about the game, man. The game.
Talk about the game and talk about
No.
Damn, I feel like that's gonna get clipped, man.
Don't do that, bro. Don't speak like that. Don't speak
Bro,
like
like,
that. He's a human being at the end of the day, but you don't need to say stuff like that. Don't do that.
Don't say anything.
Don't say stuff like that. No.
Let's talk about him
Let me go. I'm going now.
Yeah, just keep it about the game, Klaus.
Keep it about the game. Keep it about the
At the
game.
end of the day, it's just
what should I fucking talk about the game? Like, you know, Lewis Hall and Werner. Even if you look half like Werner, your technical ability will be absolute smashing. The way Werner reminds me of Prime Hazard. The way he does his 1 and 2
Get this guy off, man.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth, W.
This guy, Werner, is so shit, man.
Shut your mouth, W. Shut your mouth.
This guy should be playing for Chesterfield week in, week
God,
out.
the way Werner plays on that left wing, the way he
This delusion I'm hearing.
I can't. Listen, I'm falling in love with this guy right now.
Oh, no one cares,
This
man.
guy is an absolute beast of a player. Beast.
I got love for
Castro, you're
Werner.
deluded.
I got love for
Deluded.
Werner.
That is disrespectful to Werner, man.
Nah,
Let's
look,
have it, right?
bro, Werner today was awful, bro. Bar his goal.
As long as Werner don't cost Mount goals, I'm happy.
No. Johnny. Sorry, just to cut.
For the first half, you literally are man of the match.
Werner was awful. I don't
Get
want
out
to
of
hear
here.
Fucking
Get out of here, bro.
He's so bad.
W, get out of here. W, get out of here. Get out of here.
No, man.
Get out of
You have
here,
to be.
W.
You have to be real with it, man. He's
Yeah,
all
but
round
get out of
good,
here.
so bad.
W, get
Shut
out of here.
up, double.
I'll tell you, I'll be real.
Oh,
Werner
hey, yo,
and
guys,
Lukaku
man,
all day long,
don't fire
all
up.
day
One
long.
at a time.
Nah.
W, get
Yeah,
out of here,
listen,
man.
sell this guy Baker, RLC, Hudson-Odoi, and
No,
who
sell
else?
Werner, bruv. Sell Werner Ziyech.
Bro, sell Lukaku too. At least I don't want to see Lukaku like
No,
next
that's
3-4 months.
overreactionary, man. Stop being overreactionary about selling him, man. That makes no sense. Don't come on. That's
Bro, you have to.
sense.
Every
Look.
club he has been, they sell him because they can't see him playing football. It's that
Yo,
simple.
watch how they change their tune when he scores in like a Champions
Yeah, I
League
mean, he's
quarters
going to
or
end up
semi.
scoring about 30 goals now, and then we're going to be blooming
I don't
changing
give
Yeah,
a
it all
shit.
the
well,
time.
that's
And you're
possible,
talking
but
about players in cup games. The guy never wins cup games. He gets his team out of
We
Champions
did
League.
that one.
Listen, he
But
missed
Werner
4
does. But
chances
Werner does.
today. He missed 4 chances. Clinical striker. In
So
last
is
2
Werner.
games,
So is
he
Werner.
got like 8, 9 chances. He only fucking scored 1.
So is
That's
Werner in
true.
games.
That's true. That's
But
true.
that was for everyone. You had like 22 shots on goal, and you
Well, apparently
only
his
scored
conversion
5.
rate's like 86%.
Like Lukaku. Lukaku had sitters. I can make compilation of Lukaku misses only based on last
Oh
2
yeah, no
games.
one asked, man.
What about Lewis Hall, guys? Let's talk about Lewis Hall.
Yeah, I was
because
speaking about Lewis
Just
Hall,
talk
man.
about your youngsters, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
Lewis Hall. Let's talk about Lewis Hall.
I've been watching Lewis Hall all this season, man. I've been saying we don't need to sign anyone. We got just use the academy.
Would you
And I was
think
bringing
no,
back to
no,
them.
could you
I still think it's
you
a step too
since you
far.
watch
No,
him,
it's
right?
not. It's not. It's
I
not.
think it is.
I'll tell you
Not
why. You've seen players.
since you watch him, right? What's he good at? What would you say based on you watching him? What would you say that he covers?
What?
Hassan, sorry,
I
sorry
think
to cut.
I
Yeah,
think defensively he's
this-
not as strong as everyone
Nah, I
thinks
think
he is.
he's all right. I think he's very good at passing. He has good tech. He's strong
yeah,
on the
Yeah.
but
ball.
I don't know about longer term, man. What do you want to put him as a longer term ahead of Marcus Alonso?
Well, not
That's what
ahead
I
of
mean.
Double
You
D.
can't be doing
It's
that.
rotation.
Yeah.
WD.
It's rotation, man.
Yeah, but Alonso's experience in the big
Lewis
games,
Hall,
you can't.
he
Yeah,
played
that's
good
the thing.
today,
And
but
the
he's
fact that
still
we're going for
young, man.
Listen, he
as
played
well.
against Chesterfield.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So what
yeah.
can he
Bro,
do? You know, he won't be able to do it in the Premiership.
yes,
He's
he
too
will, bro.
young yet.
Chesterfield is a
I'm
National
bro,
We
I'm
League
telling
need
you for a
W.
fact.
experienced players.
Bro, you let me talk. I'm telling you for a
Oh
fact.
my God, where is this type of work is coming from, man? What the
Bro,
heck?
I'm telling you for the fact.
Relax yourself.
You relax yourself,
Relax
G.
yourself, son. Nah, relax yourself.
You relax yourself. You let me talk. Okay,
Go
what I
on.
was gonna say is in under 23s, I'm telling you, he plays against higher opposition than non-league football. So to say that he can't play Prem is a bit of a
Yeah,
myth.
this
But
is Premier League. This
It's
is
too
different
early
breed,
for him,
then.
Double D.
How is
He's
it too
still
early?
young.
It's
Yeah.
not
It's too
How's it
early.
too early?
Yes, it
early
is.
like Jude
You've got
Bellingham
the same
plays in
brains like
Oh
Klaus.
Bro,
my
Jude
Bundesliga.
Bellingham's
God.
He looks
18,
like a
Saka's
fucking
only
20
19. What's the
years old.
difference?
You and Klaus will make a good pair.
W. I
Luke
don't
Hall
think. I
Bro,
don't
Nick
think
Blue,
we.
shut up, man. You waffle
Guys,
so much.
guys. I don't think we should jump the gun with Lewis Hall. I think he had a very good first performance. Do I think he could be a part of this squad? Yes. Does he bench Alonso? Maybe he can rotate. I don't know.
Yeah, rotation.
I still think we need to look in that area, though. I still think
I
we
don't.
have to go and buy someone. I do.
Nah.
I don't know whether he's ready to play
Nah,
big
but
games in the
Jem,
Premier League.
saying
And
he's
stuff
not
like
ready
that.
is a myth, bruv.
Why?
Because
Why?
Well, he hasn't had the loan. If you look at Reece James had a loan. Mount had loans. Callum's the only one that hasn't had a loan.
and
He's the only one. So I think to throw Hall after playing against Chesterfield, and don't get me wrong, he's man of the match, and he was levels. He was
But you can't
baller.
find to the lines
He's got the minerals,
right
but
now.
to throw him in at Premiership level, Premiership games, is I don't think you realise the jump that is.
It's
Do
not.
it,
You
do
say
it.
this. You say
Do
this.
it,
But
man.
It's too much.
And
Yeah,
And
but
what
what,
you said-
all right. Say you throw him in, yeah, and then he makes a mistake and it costs us the game of 3 points. What are you gonna say? And how damaging is that going to be to that kid?
how
as
many
well?
players in our team have cost us games?
No, they haven't cost us games.
Caliber's
I
had
can-
moments, but it
Mm.
needs.
Yeah, but I'm saying though.
Yeah,
like,
but he's redeemed himself. He's won us some games as well in the way he
exactly,
plays.
Johnny,
Yeah.
Johnny, like
WW
But in this
Johnny,
part of the
some
season,
boys
Paul
have
hasn't
a
got
very,
that
very
chance.
like
He hasn't got that time,
strong
bro. You ain't got that
confidence.
time to do that.
And
This is
Hall,
the squeaky bum time
yeah,
of the
but you guys
season now.
don't
he's
understand.
never
I'm not
fucking
saying
gonna
he has
lose
to
his
start. I'm
confidence.
saying you
Look
can
at his
rotate with
face,
Alonso.
Johnny. Like Lewis Hall doesn't have lack of confidence. Even if he makes a mistake, he's never gonna be like like other players like
Facts.
Lukaku or like shit players.
Facts.
He's like Werner.
No,
Even
but
if
there's
they make
It looks like Werner,
can I
exactly. That's
say
why you
one
like
thing,
him
right?
best.
Can I say one thing?
You want to sleep with him.
Hall, it reminds me of young Wayne Rooney. He doesn't even
Bro,
play at
relax there.
that side.
Relax.
He
Relax
normally
there.
plays as a central defensive mid sometimes.
What are you saying,
No,
Sam?
but I was gonna say, right, with the whole Lewis Hall situation, right? I still think we need a left back because Lewis Hall, we can't.
Let
Our
him
wing backs,
develop naturally. Let him develop
yeah, we're
naturally.
gonna let
I
him
was going to say
develop.
that. I was going to say that, Johnny, but yeah.
70% of our goal contributions, our goals and assists have came from defenders. Most of it came from wing backs. And to ask Lewis Hall to do such a big job,
I
it could
Did he not
make.
get an assist
Man,
today?
do it,
I'm
man.
not
Do
joking.
it.
I'm
Do
not
it.
joking when I say it could make or break his football career. Like it
Nah,
could
do it,
make
bro.
it.
Do
Or
it. Do it.
He was
Take the
involved in
risk.
3 games
Take the
today.
risk. Take the risk.
He was involved in 3 goals today.
Nah. Like,
You don't
we
Take the
got a
risk.
you don't
top
just
4 battle.
tarnish academy players like
It's not
that.
tarnishing.
It would
Throw them
destroy
in,
him. It
and
would
if they make
destroy him
mistakes, what do you
mentally.
think Tuchel's going to say? They're not ready. They go back into the
Listen,
fucking
and
under
W,
He is
23s,
ready though.
and they
He's
start all
ready.
over
W,
again,
let
Nah,
me
or they
do it.
go
Do
on
it.
a
Do
loan,
it.
and then they never
Bro,
make it
let,
Chelsea.
Nah,
You've got to
Johnny.
develop
Johnny, have
naturally,
faith.
man. What's
Johnny.
wrong with you lot?
Johnny,
The
have
guy was
faith.
Develop
He can
the
do it,
guy
naturally.
was
man.
For fuck's
involved
He can
in
do
3.
sake.
it. He has faith.
could
Have
I
faith.
finish off my point? Yeah, I was just gonna say
Yeah,
one
go.
last bit, right? And all I'm saying is, for such a big demand, it could make or break him both physically and mentally. Like at Chelsea, right? You like. You remember how all these Leicester players were like, "Oh, this guy's a baller. Tielemans a baller. Madison's a baller." But when they come to clubs like Chelsea, little mistakes, you could get ripped apart. Remember when Timo was getting dispossessed? And you remember, Jem, when Kai Havertz came at Chelsea in his debut and he misplaced a long pass,
That
and
was his
everyone
first
was
game
ripping him.
in a completely
Yeah,
Yeah,
different
that's
but
team.
what I
look
mean.
What is
at
the point?
they're
Every
young,
mistake at
they're
Chelsea,
young kids, bruv.
every mistake, they're gonna rip you apart for it. And
They will.
this fan base is such an emotional fan base that I don't
Oh,
think Lewis
you acting like he's gonna care if he gets online abuse. Like, what?
No, but I'm not saying that it could affect his performance. He could go to the next Chelsea game worrying about the mistakes he's gonna make. And it's gonna
What
take a toll.
mistakes? What are
It's
you
a
on
mental
about?
thing.
Bro, like Lewis Hall is from Slough. You can't bully him online.
What are you
What
on
do you
about?
mean?
Like,
You
No,
can't
What's
bully
I'm
that
him.
just saying
supposed to
that
Like
the
mean?
what is this
pressure
football
done.
clearing, man?
doesn't to any club,
Clash of
man.
what are you saying, man? You don't even know what you're
You
saying, bro.
can't
Bro,
bully fucking
Lewis Hall, for me,
Hall.
Lewis Hall's the left side version of Trent, in my
Oh
opinion.
my god, stop it, bro. Stop.
Oh,
Are you
bro,
actually
relax,
talking?
man.
What?
Guys, why can I just say, why do we do this as fans? Why do we
Because
do
you're
this?
deluded as hell.
No, you do it as well with your players, right?
No, we
At the end
don't.
of the
No, we
day,
don't. We
you
don't.
do.
They only
You-
do it with their
you
players
do
because they
the
don't
fucking
spend any
same
money. They're
bullshit.
poor, aren't they?
Nah,
No,
Jem,
but
We have
Jem,
money. We have
get
Jem,
my
money.
point.
Stop
you're
it.
bigging up. What's his name? What's his name? The one that got injured, Harvey. What's his name? The guy that played
Elliot.
Harvey Elliott.
Yeah, Harvey Elliott. Yeah.
You're
He's
banging
a
on about
baller.
him all the time.
Yeah,
He's
but
still
But
better than Mason
I
Mount.
think Jem,
He's a
they got to
baller.
understand
He
that
will
you
be better than
can't.
Mason Mount,
You,
but I
you're
have to
not
take
going to
that back
get.
because
You're
he's
not
got
going to
emotions
get
into it,
Mason
innit?
Mounts and Reece James coming every fucking 2 years through the academy. It don't work like that. It just doesn't work like that.
It
Nah, have
depends.
You're
faith,
not going to
Johnny. You
get them
can
sort
put
of
him in. Put
minerals
him in.
coming
Put him in.
through. Yeah.
It all
So
depends.
Hall, you let him naturally evolve. I trust Tuchel. If Tuchel thinks he's good enough to play in certain games, he'll play, and that's that. But as far as not going and buying in the market, it's clear that Tuchel wants a right wing back first. So let him get his right wing back, all right, and then we can move on to the left side. But right now, the right wing back is a fucking problem. We need that solved.
So
Man's
sometimes the young guys who are very, very talented, you shouldn't be putting them in academy with Harvey Vale or Bakers, because then there's some kind of a jealousy and they don't pass to that talented guy. So
and
for
send
me
him
at
out on
this
loan.
moment, Lewis Hall doesn't deserve to play. He hasn't even played that many under academy games. He normally plays under 15, right? So
No, he
under
don't.
15, under
That's a
17, he
lie
hasn't
as
played
well.
many academy games,
On the
right?
23s, but yeah.
He hasn't played many, so it's better not to make him play in under academy because academy is not his level.
Let's
I'm
have it
Send him
right.
out on
Is
loan.
Vale? Let
this
me ask
point
you
where
this then. Let
no,
me ask you
let me go.
this.
Let me go.
Let
I
me
don't
ask
see.
you: Is Vale is Hall going to play against Tottenham or City next two
No.
games?
Yeah, he
No.
will. He will. He will. He
No.
will.
What do you mean he
Shut
will?
up, Rams.
He will.
But
That's silly,
According to
if he
Clashman, he
does,
can.
he's
According to
gonna get
Yeah,
Clashman, he
but my
can.
point is, you don't play him every game. You rotate him with Alonso.
So what
According
minutes
to
is he going to
Clashman.
get to be thrown in the next game against, say, an Everton or
They
a
actually
Burnley?
fucked up with
He can
Wales.
play against
Wales
Burnley.
Do
is
you
a
know what
player
level that is? Do you know what level
you know,
that is?
on
When you
left
haven't played
side,
any Premiership
fucked up
minutes
with
at all.
Wales.
He hasn't even
Then
gone on loan.
Tell Clash Ref that then.
Listen, they fucked up with Wales because Wales normally plays on the left side, left wing side, right? So they're trying to make him a striker, so it doesn't suit him. Maybe they don't believe his talent, so they are just rotating him. But this loose hole guy, he can ball out in any position.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
because
There's
he
no,
looks
there's
like
no
Werner.
dispute that he's got the
You
minerals,
don't know
mate.
that. You've seen it in one
With
game.
what you can't
But
do
I
that.
know him
You
because
don't know
Yeah,
I
this
he's
knew
not
he was
playing.
that.
Not
going to
playing
play last season.
Not yet.
for the first team right now. He's going to play. You know, in the cup games, yes. You know, the small cup games. He's too young yet. He needs to go out
That's a
on loan.
myth. That's such a myth, man.
Shut up, W. You don't know
You
what
shut
you're
up,
talking
bro.
about.
Always
You
been
shut
rude.
up.
Listen,
You
all
shut
I'm
up,
gonna
bro.
say, all I'm
You
gonna
can't
say,
even
W,
talk
is
for me.
not
Always giving
everyone's
so much
gonna be a
verbal
Messi.
excuses.
Guys, you're shouting over each other again.
Stop
Don't
it.
hear
Yeah,
you.
that's right.
Don't hear you.
Let me have a word. Look, he has to go on loan and
He
learn
don't,
like
though.
Mason Mount and Rhys James and the rest of them. He could become one of them. I see potential in him, but he's too young for the big games right now. As most of us know that we don't have to shout and comment rubbish about it.
Yeah, tell W that. Tell W that.
No,
Look,
seriously, man.
I'm gonna say this once, yeah, because I'm not gonna be here too long as well. I just want to, but look, when it comes to Lewis Hall, did he have a very good performance today? Yes. Do we need to just calm down a little bit? Yes. Yes. Does he deserve to be a part of the squad at the moment? Yes. Why not? We've got injuries. We need players in that position. He could potentially get minutes with him and Alonso because now Tuchel's got that option to do that. But he also has the option, if we're playing against a low block team, to maybe use Callum Hudson-Odoi as a left wing back, as of what we saw today. So he's going to have different options. We might even go and buy someone before the end of this January transfer window, which means Lewis Hall will just continue playing in the reserves and doing his thing on the academy, which is fine. But at the end of the day, if he does get the opportunity to be a part of this squad, which I think he deserves to be now because we haven't got the players, then he will have his moments. But I'm not going to say he needs to start against City. He needs to start against Spurs.
I'm not saying that, bro.
That's silly.
So what are you saying? What are you saying?
Oh,
then?
I'm saying you can rotate him with Alonso. That was my point.
Against who?
Listen, W, I would put him straight into City game because look,
You're
look.
hella dumb.
You know how he does that? He was playing alongside Christensen, Sarr, and Hudson-Odoi, three very suspicious players, and that guy looked like a baller. That he was the Rudiger for me.
You're oh my god, you're
But
actually.
who did he have to put in his pocket? Who did he have to put in his pocket in the City game? Like, who is he going to deal with?
Riyad Mahrez.
Oh, yeah, no,
Oh, yeah.
Imagine Bernardo Silva weaving in and out.
He's not defensively good enough.
Yo, Riyad Mahrez is recently married. He's not gonna have that much.
Riyad Mahrez ain't playing against you. He's at AFCON.
Right.
It'll be Bernardo Silva. It'll be Bernardo Silva.
Who the fuck cares about Bernardo Silva?
Fata, just tell him Timo's got the minerals, bro.
He don't.
He
does.
He's got more minerals than Lukaku, bro.
Can I quickly? I have a theory to this Timo Werner thing.
Go.
Can you just mute everyone because people might
get that stinky German off my fucking camera, bro. I can't take that. Holding that plastic shield, bro. What is that?
Everyone's never got in his life. But
he didn't want it. He doesn't
the reason why I think Timo Werner is not doing well. I mean, why people over criticize him is because I cast your minds back to when you first signed him. I think it's because of the banter and the expectations that people put on him. So you guys bantered Liverpool saying you stole him from us. You've done this, you've done that. Another one for Chelsea, stealing another player from Liverpool. And then we signed Jota months later, and you're like, who the hell is he? He hasn't done anything. He's got him from Wolves. We've got a striker that bangs 20 goals a season. And in that period where
you're comparing Werner with Jota, shut up, go away.
I mean, how many goals has Jota got? How many goals has Jota got? How many goals has Jota got? Yeah, keep your mouth shut.
Hey, yo, guys,
finish his point.
When Werner had his real barren period, Jota had his actually very good period, and then the banter that you guys got it back from Liverpool fans saying, we didn't need Jota. We didn't need Werner. We already got someone better. That's Diogo Jota. So I
I
think.
don't really pay attention to Liverpool fans, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, some Chelsea fans kind of do. So
only when we
for me, I think
we pay attention.
it's the banter that you threw at other clubs is coming back at you, and that's why a lot of people are hating on Timo.
Where was the
I'll give you Lukaku for Origi, bruv, right now.
Origi's our guy. Origi's our guy, bro.
Get out.
That's a big L.
Don't get out. We can't be doing that, guys.
Origi's our guy. He's not
Hey,
yours.
Jem,
He
Jem,
loves Liverpool.
Yeah.
Jem, talk about Christensen, innit? Like he had
Oh no, I'm gonna finish it now. I ain't got nothing to say about Christensen. What do you want to say about that?
He's got a nice header.
He's got a nice header.
Nice lob.
It's Chesterfield, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Respect your opposition, man.
Not gonna get too
Has
excited.
Potter even had to say? I think he's just been chilling in the background.
Listen, guys, smash the like buttons, please. Let's get this sharp to 100 likes. Also, subscribe if you're new. We have reached the 3.8k mark on this show, so thank you very much for getting us there. We're on our road to 4k subscribers. We'll continue to try and narrow that down, but big up everyone that got involved today and yeah, gave their opinions. Big up to the Minerals and everyone else. We got here Ram, Leo, W, all of you, Hassan, Nick Blue, Fatsal, all of you guys.
Can we have the song for Rams, please? The nice Steve Gerrard.
What, you want the song for Rams? Which one?
Yes.
Feed Scousers?
Steve Gerrard. Come on, boys.
Feed the Scousers.
Let them know it's Christmas.
Gerrard, he slid on his back in us. He gave it to them, Baba. Steve Gerrard. Steve Gerrard. He gave it to them, Baba.
And they slipped on.
Man, you don't even know the words yourself.
Anyway,
man, just
I'm
stop
moving.
singing, bro.
I'm moving. Guys, enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll talk again very soon. Peace out, man. Peace out. Peace.